In today's video, we begin our journey into the wastelands as none other than the Lone Wanderer. We'll be discovering new areas and walks of life, interacting with characters and people we've never quite seen before, and fighting our way through horrors of mutated creatures and insane humans. How we end up in this scenario is best described by the cutscene that begins the game.
War. War never changes. Since the dawn of humankind, when our ancestors first discovered the killing power of rock and bone, blood has been spilled in the name of everything from God to justice to simple psychotic rage. In the year 2077, after millennia of armed conflict, the destructive nature of man could sustain itself no longer. The world was plunged into an abyss of nuclear fire and radiation. But it was not, as some had predicted, the end of the world. Instead, the apocalypse was simply the prologue to another bloody chapter of human history. For man had succeeded in destroying the world, but war never changes. In the early days, thousands were spared the horrors of the Holocaust by taking refuge in enormous underground shelters known as vaults. But when they emerged, they had only the hell of the wastes to greet them. All except those in Vault 101. For on that fateful day, when fire rained from the sky, the giant steel door of Vault 101 slid closed and never reopened. It was here you were born. It is here you will die. Because in Vault 101, no one ever enters, and no one ever leaves.
The scene ends and our life begins.
Let's see. Are you a boy or a girl? It's a boy. A boy. We've got a son, Catherine. A beautiful, healthy baby boy.
Oh, James. We did it. A son. Our beautiful son.
You've got a bright future ahead of you, son. I'm sure of it. Look at you. Look at you. Hi there. I'm your daddy, little guy. Daddy. You're going to need a name, aren't you? Your mother and I have been talking. What do you think about...
They decided on the name Bard, which is strange, but I suppose we'll take it.
That's a good name, don't you think? Fits you perfectly. Looks like they've finished the gene projection. Let's see what you'll look like when you're all grown up.
We peer at the award-winning genetics of our mother and father to see what we'll look like when we're older. Although, as a baby, it really doesn't mean anything to us.
You're going to look a lot like your dad. See that, Catherine?
Oh, very strapping.
It's a big world out there, son. Full of all sorts of people. What about you? What kind of person are you going to be? You're just
James?
Catherine?
James?
Catherine! She's in cardiac arrest. Start compression. Get the baby out of here. Move! Move! 1,000. 1,000. Come on. Hang on.
The scene flashes to white and we're officially 1 year old.
Failed to meet James and his cheery chatter.
Decorations,
May your
just
future be
tonight
bright.
employees in this place will feel just like Come on over here, son. Come on. Walk to daddy.
Our dad is beckoning us over. Curious, we look around the room and see that it's our bedroom. We walk over to and interact with our father.
There you go. My goodness, just a year old and already walking like a pro. Your mother would have been so proud. Listen, kiddo, I know you don't like it when Daddy leaves you alone, but I need you to take care of yourself for a minute. You just stay here while Daddy runs to his office. You'll be okay, pal. I'll be back in a bit.
Our dad closes our playpen and walks away, leaving us to our own devices. He's unaware that we're smarter than we look, and we open up the gate. Wandering around the room, we see our crib, our toys, and a Bible verse from Revelations framed on a dresser. Stumbling around, we see a book on the ground that says "You're Special." We pick it up to read it. S is for strength, and that means I am strong. I can carry more toys and swing stuff all day long. P is for perception, a long funny word. It means what I tasted, smelled, saw, and heard. E is for endurance, and that's how long I can play. I'm always really healthy, and I have energy all day. C is for charisma. It's why people think I'm great. I make friends all laugh and smile and never want to hate. I is for intelligence. It means I'm really smart. I use my brain for lots of stuff like science, math, and art. A is for agility. That's how I get around. I move real fast and easy, and I never make a sound. L is for luck, and it's simple, you see. It means that good things always happen to me. The final page is a condensed version of dispensing our points into all of the attributes. Everything is at 5, we have 5 points to spend, but we can also take points out of any of the 7. We end up with a stat sheet of 8 points in strength, 3 points in perception, 7 points in endurance, 3 points in charisma, 9 points in intelligence, 3 points in agility, and 7 points in luck. Closing the book and waiting around a bit more, our dad finally returns back to us and begins to talk.
You are quite the little explorer, aren't you? Serves me right for trying to pin you in. Come on over here. I want to show you something. See that? It was your mother's favorite passage. It's from the Bible. Revelation 21:6. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. I will give unto him that is athirst of the fountain of the water of life freely. She always loved that. All right, come on. Let's go see if your little friend Amada wants to play.
We follow our dad, and the screen flashes to white, bringing us to the age of 10 years old.
Don't be a damn fool. We experiment to prepare. We prepare to survive. Of course I surprise!
Stanley, you turned the lights on too fast.
Stay more than
You
once.
blinded the poor kid.
Happy birthday!
Can you believe it? He is growing up so fast.
Happy birthday, pal. I can't believe you're already 10. I'm so proud of you. If only your mother...
Congratulations, young man. I don't have to tell you how special this day is, do I? Down here in Vault 101, when you turn 10, well, you're ready to take on your first official Vault responsibilities. So here you are. As Overseer, I hereby present to you your very own Pip-Boy 3000. Get used to it. You'll be getting your first work assignment tomorrow.
Enjoy your party. You're only 10 once, so have fun.
It's our birthday, and we're given our very own Pip-Boy. This advanced piece of technology displays our stats, items, and data, and will essentially be our lifeline for the rest of our lives. We go around to the party guests to speak with them.
Hey, thanks for inviting me. Really cool party and everything. I know that, Butch and I give you a hard time, but you don't take that seriously, right? Anyway, happy birthday and everything. I better get back to, you know.
What are you? Happy birthday! We really surprised you, didn't we? Your dad was afraid you were onto us, but I told him not to worry. You're so easy to fool. You're such a liar. Okay, if you're so smart, what did I get you for your birthday? Gross! I didn't think you even liked girls. And you know what I mean, before you say something rude about me. I guess maybe I should give this to someone else. Someone who likes Grognak the Barbarian better than me and Christine. The question is, how could you tell the difference?
We go on to our Pip-Boy and scroll into the aid section of items. By reading this issue of Grognak the Barbarian, our melee weapon stat increases by 1. we go back to speaking with the other party guests.
I hope you appreciate the effort Amata put into this party. She really seems to like you, for some reason. I do not allow the fact that Amata is my daughter to compromise my position as overseer. I gave her all the appropriate paternal encouragement, of course, but I could not contribute extra vault resources. That is simply what my position requires. No more, no less. I know Amata understands that perfectly well.
Are you having a nice time? Are you having a nice party? 10 years old. My. Seems like only yesterday that your daddy came. Goodness, listen to me ramble. You're waiting for your present, aren't you? Well now, young people were more polite back in my day, respected their elders. Of course, we had a real overseer back then, worthy of respect. Not like that one over there with his rules and his secrets. Why, I have half a mind to just up and tell you. Oh my, there I go again with my old lady talk, and you still waiting patiently for your present. I suppose you could have asked more politely, but it is still your birthday, so here you go. A nice sweet roll I baked just for you.
Out of nowhere, a robot named Andy pulls out a buzzsaw and completely destroys our cake. Amata is in distress over it, and our childhood bully, Butch, has some words for us.
I'm hungry, and that stupid robot destroyed the cake. Give me that sweet roll you got from Old Lady Palmer. Don't you talk about my mom, you little punk.
I'm not sure anyone else.
Butch starts beating on us, and there's nothing we can do to fight back. Pretty soon, a man named Officer Gomez steps in to pull Butch off of us.
Leave him alone.
What are you looking at,
Supposed to be a
dork face?
party, you know? Fun. You should try it sometime, Daddy.
You all right,
You
son?
might like it.
He didn't hurt you, did he? I hope Butch didn't hurt you. You want to tell me what that was all about? That's fine, son. I'm glad to see you're not letting Butch bully you. He's going to be a handful in a few years if his mother doesn't take him in hand. Well, no harm done then. Why don't you get back to enjoying your party?
What's Butch's problem, anyway? I can't believe he tried to start a fight at your own birthday party. What a jerk. You never learn, do you? You can't help shooting your mouth off even when you know it's gonna get you a bloody nose. Uh-oh, your dad is giving me a look. I better let everybody else have a turn with the birthday boy.
We approach another boy our age named Wally Mack and speak with him.
I'm sure.
This party's pretty good, I guess. For a little kid. Balloons, party hats. Not as cool as my party, though. Remember how my dad got Andy to do magic tricks? And we all played Hunt the Mutant in the atrium? Oh, right. You weren't invited to my party. Too bad, man. It was really fun.
Turning around, we see our dad sitting with another grown man, Stanley. We go to speak with him.
How do you like that Pip-Boy, son? Fit all right and everything? As a matter of fact, I did. I'm glad you like it. Some may think the A-series is a bit basic, but I've always preferred them for their reliability. Don't mention it. Oh, yes, I almost forgot. Happy birthday! Not much, but I hope you like it.
We see our dad get up and head towards the door. We follow him and see where he's going.
Are you all right? Is Butch giving you a hard time again? I'm glad to hear it. Once you start letting bullies push you around, you'll never see the end of it. Come on now. I bet there's someone else out there with a present for you.
You or me? No way!
Jonas?
Hey, Doc. We're all set down here.
Hello, Officer Gomez.
Thanks.
I'm glad
I'll
you
send
could
him
make
right
it.
down. Hey, that was Jonas on the intercom. He and I have been cooking up a little surprise present. Jonas is waiting for you downstairs on the reactor level. Go ahead. I don't think anyone will mind if you slip out for a few minutes.
We go into the hallway and are quickly approached by a woman named Beatrice.
Happy birthday, dearie. My goodness, I hope I didn't miss the party. They sure did. My. 10 years old already? Why, I can remember helping your dad change your diapers. And now look at you, a great big grown-up 10-year-old with your very own Pip-Boy. Since this was such a special occasion, do you know what I did? I wrote you a poem, just for you. I hope you like it. No, really, I wrote it just for you. I'd never just copy one of my old poems. Well, there was that one Founder's Day where I couldn't rhyme anything with overseer. But you deserve nothing less than a brand new poem. You can keep it in your Pip-Boy and read it whenever you want.
Curious, we look at our Pip-Boy, scroll to notes, and decide to read Beatrice's poem called A Birthday Poem. Gray walls, impenetrable steel. Suffocation, condemnation. Little hands groping in subterranean uncertainty. Mommy, Daddy, am I dead? Nay, reborn into purifying fluorescence. A face emerges, strong and male. Father to me, father to all, overseeing our lives, our eternities. Harshness of discipline, harshness of love, obedience my savior. Larva to pupa, pupa to worker, buzz, one with the steel honeycomb. 10 lies within the 101, significant at last. Till gray seeps from walls to hair, to soul, then eternal slumber, the sweet sleep of incineration. Quite the odd poem, but I suppose nevertheless we're thankful for the gift on our birthday. This is the first time we get to walk through Vault 101. We aren't exactly allowed to roam around, however, as most doorways are either guarded by officers or inaccessible. We make our way to the lower levels of the vault as per request of our father. Down here, we see a man in a lab coat. He approaches and speaks to us.
What are you doing down here, young man? I thought kids weren't allowed down on the reactor level. You sure are. Pip-Boy and everything. Look at that. If you can wait just one more minute, I think your dad will want to give you the surprise himself.
This is Jonas, the man our father talked about. Quickly, our dad comes down and approaches us.
Are you ready for your surprise? The Overseer gave you your Pip-Boy, and you're old enough to do some work, so I figure you're old enough for this. Your own BB gun. It's a little old, but it should work perfectly. Jonas found it down here. It was in pretty rough shape. Took us a good 3 months to find the parts to get it working again. You know how tough it is to find a spring that small? Good thing Butch misplaced that switchblade of his. So, what do you think? Want to give it a try? Easy now. It's only a BB gun, but it's not a toy. Let's go try it out. Jonas and I have found a nice spot for you. Follow me.
We were gifted a BB gun from our dad and Jonas. We follow our dad to a secluded area to test it out.
Well, what do you think? You can come down here and shoot anytime you want. Couldn't have done it without Jonas's help. You make sure to thank him.
We go into our Pip-Boy and equip the BB gun. Pulling it out, the weight and grip feels nice in our hands. We look down the barrel with one eye closed and start shooting at the targets. Out of nowhere, a massive bug appears called a radroach, and our dad warns us to be careful, also asking if we're able to kill it with our new toy. We aim down the sights once again, shooting it 3 times before it's dead.
Good work. That's one less radroach to deal with. Let's get a picture together. Capture the moment. Hey, Jonas, get a picture of me with a big game hunter.
We stand next to our dad as Jonas snaps a picture of us, flashing the scene into white, and we're now 16 years old.
Boys and girls have different parts.
What is their problem anyway? So, I'm the Overseer's daughter, so what? Like, I get any kind of special treatment.
Revelation 21:6. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. As far as I can tell, you're a perfectly healthy 16-year-old boy. So yes, you have to go to class to take your GOAT exam. Go on now. You've got a GOAT to take. The Generalized Occupational Aptitude Test, GOAT. Everyone here in the vault takes it when they're 16. Helps to figure out what sort of a job you'll have here in Vault 101 when you get a bit older. So, pay attention and try not to fall asleep. You know what the Overseer says? We're born in the vault, we die in the vault. Each is tested to determine their abilities, that they may work for the betterment of all vault residents. Huh. Sound familiar? Hey, it's not my call. Those are the rules. You're 16 now, so this year you take the GOAT. Come on, it's not so bad. Everyone has to take it. You'll do just fine. That's not the way it works, and it won't do to go around asking questions like that, especially not around the Overseer. I want to tell you something now. It's important, so listen closely. This place, this vault, it's not perfect, I know, but it is your home. You're safe here. Stay on the Overseer's good side, and you always will be. You understand? You need to appreciate all you have, because what's up there on the outside, that's not the life I want for you. And it's not what your mother wanted for you either. That's what the Overseer says, isn't it? He's not about to let anyone else in, so I guess that's how it'll have to be. You're here now, and it's a hell of a lot better than being up there. All your mother and I ever wanted was for you to be safe, and you're safe here. No, you're not, really. When I started studying medicine, one of the first things I learned was how to spot a kid playing sick to get out of taking a test. You'll do fine. It's not so bad. Everyone has to take it when they're 16. I had to, you have to, and so does everyone else. And most everyone makes it through without a scratch. Your mother, she was beautiful. But beyond the beauty you've seen. There's just so much those old photos can never show. And she was passionate. About life, about love. But most of all, she was passionate about you. When she became pregnant, it was the happiest I had ever seen her. She had great things in mind for you. And so, time for you to stop stalling and get to class. Please, son, please, take these achievement tests seriously. The last thing I need is your mother's ghost haunting me because her only child became a garbage burner. Take care, son. Now get out of here, and good luck.
We're dismissed by our dad, and it's time to go take our mandatory GOAT exam. We're able to look around his office and loot some things for our inventory. The first thing we notice is a bobblehead on his desk. Picking it up, it permanently boosts our medicine skill by 10 points. We leave the office and wander out into the hallway. We hear some commotion nearby and walk over. Butch and his gang, called the Tunnel Snakes, are harassing our childhood friend Amada. We speak with Butch to get him to back off.
Yeah? What do you want? None of your business, kid. Get out of here before you get hurt. If you mess with the Tunnel Snakes, you're asking for it. Got me? Maybe you're right. We can deal with her later.
Now that the Tunnel Snakes are taken care of, we can talk to Amada to check in on her.
Thanks for getting rid of them. Assholes. I don't know why they won't leave me alone. Just because my father's the overseer, I guess? Idiots.
It's now time to go into the classroom for our GOAT exam.
Well, you made it. All set for the GOAT? Trust me, it really isn't that bad. Just something everybody has to go through.
Remember, Vault 101 is America.
Didn't work on your dad either, did it? Now, unless you have something else you want to discuss, take a seat and prepare for the 2274 edition of the GOAT. I'm sure you will, especially since it's multiple choice with no wrong answers. We'll start as soon as everyone's found a seat. Good luck.
We take a seat at the front of the class, and our exam begins.
Well, now that everyone has managed to find the classroom, we can finally get started. No talking, and keep your eyes to yourselves. Yes, I'm talking to you, Mr. Deloria.
Sure thing, Mr. Brotch.
Unless anyone else has an insightful comment, let's get started. Question 1. A frenzied vault scientist runs up to you and yells, "I'm going to put my quantum harmonizer in your photonic resonation chamber." What's your response?
We decide to say nothing, but slip away before the scientist can continue his rant.
Question 2. While working as an intern in the clinic, a patient with a strange infection in his foot stumbles through the door. The infection is spreading at an alarming rate, but the doctor stepped out for a while. What do you do?
We decide to simply scream for help on this one.
Question 3. You discover a young boy lost in the lower levels of the vault. He's hungry and frightened, but also appears to be in possession of stolen property. What do you do?
We decide to lead the boy to safety and then turn him into the overseer.
Question 4. Congratulations. You've made one of the Vault 101 baseball teams. Which position do you prefer?
We go with designated hitter as our preferred position.
Question 5. Your grandmother invites you to tea, but you're surprised when she gives you a pistol and orders you to kill another vault resident. What do you do?
We have to stick by family, so we decide to obey our elder and kill the resident with the pistol.
Question 6. Old Mr. Abernathy has locked himself in his quarters again, and you've been ordered to get him out. How do you proceed?
We can't leave Mr. Abernathy to die, so we decide to simply use a bobby pin to get into his quarters.
Question 7. Oh no, you've been exposed to radiation, and a mutated hand has grown out of your stomach. What's the best course of treatment?
We decide that the most logical thing would be removal of the amputated tissue with a precision laser.
Question 8. A fellow Vault 101 resident is in possession of a Grognak the Barbarian comic book, issue number 1. You want it. What's the best way to obtain it?
Perhaps the most effective option for getting what we want would be to sneak into the resident's quarters and steal the comic book from his desk.
Question 9. You decided it would be fun to play a prank on your father. You enter his private restroom when no one is looking, and...
We don't want to make our lives miserable or inconvenienced by this prank either, so we decide to manipulate the power wattage on his razor so he'll get an electric shock the next time he shaves.
Question 10. Who is indisputably the most important person in Vault 101? He who shelters us from the harshness of the atomic wasteland, and to whom we owe everything we have, including our lives.
All of the answers are the same. We reluctantly pick the Overseer.
Pencils down, people. That's it. The infamous goat. I'm sure most of you didn't find it so bad. Others, well, there are always openings in the maintenance department. Don't forget to hand in your test before you leave. You don't want to know what happens to people who fail the goat. You can have the rest of the day off to celebrate or to pray as the situation warrants.
The GOAT exam has concluded. We go over to the teacher, Mr. Broch, and hand it in.
Apparently you're management material. You're going to be trained as a shift supervisor. Could I be talking to the next overseer? Stranger things have happened. Ha! Closer to reality than you might think. Listen, I was just as obnoxious at your age. I didn't take the goat seriously, and look where I ended up. Just between you and me. The whole test is a joke. If you don't like the results, I can make your goat come out any way you want. Just let me know.
We're directed over to our skills menu. Here, we pick 3 that we want to gain an additional boost in. Each stat is important in its own way to every different playstyle. However, there are a few that are universally needed. Our answers on the GOAT auto-selected lockpick, melee weapons, and sneak for us. We don't really want any of these for our character, so we decide to pick medicine, as healing will be imperative for our survival in the wasteland. Repair is also a must for us, as we'll be constantly wearing out our weapons and armor in battle. And finally, we chose small guns, as our character will be a sharpshooter and main pistols and rifles as their weapon. We lock in our skills and leave the classroom. The screen turns white, and we flash forward to the age of 19.
Even an A.
Mr. Promise here to save you now. Is he? Selfish and insubordinate.
Wake up! Come on, wake up!
These things. I'm not going to be around to hold your hand forever.
Come on! You've got to wake up! You've got to get out of here. Your dad is gone, and my father's men are looking for you. He's left the vault. I don't know how, but he's gone. And my father, he's kind of gone crazy. It's Jonas! They killed him! My father's men. They took him and... Oh my God, you have to leave now! Yeah, it's lucky I got here ahead of them, but we can't stand here talking. You've got to get out of here. Not anymore, apparently. But are you honestly telling me you had no idea your dad was leaving? He really didn't tell you? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sure he had his reasons. Maybe Jonas was supposed to explain everything to you? But it doesn't matter. I can help you escape. I have my own plan. Listen, there's a secret tunnel that leads directly from my father's office to the exit. You'll have to hack the computer in his office to open it. Use these to get into his office. That's how I always get in. Oh, one more thing. I stole my father's pistol. I hope you won't need it, but you'd better take it just in case. Okay, I'll try to meet you at the exit. Watch out for security. Good luck!
Our father disappeared, Jonas was killed, and the entire vault is looking for us. Amada handed us a 10mm pistol, as things might get crazy down here. We can finally take out our hands and begin attacking. We wander around the room, looting as much as we can, taking our BB gun and its ammo, medicinal supplies, and even useless things that have a value tied to them. We equip the BB gun and exit our quarters. Immediately, we're spotted by an officer. We ready our weapon, but he turns his attention elsewhere. 3 rad roaches surround Officer Kendall and kill him, completely biting off his leg. We shoot down the rad roaches one by one and even finally get to use VATS, Vault Tech Assisted Targeting System. This allows us to zone in on our enemies and accurately place our shots on specific body parts, increasing our kill efficiency. We take Officer Kendall's armor and equip it for ourselves. We carefully move around, checking each room for hostiles, when all of a sudden, a familiar face approaches us.
You gotta help me! My mom's trapped in there with the rad roaches! Yeah, I'm asking you. So what? Look, I'm sorry for the way I've always treated you. You know I never meant any of it, right? But it's my mom. You can't leave her in there with the rad roaches. Sure, I don't care why. Just get her out of there.
Out of the goodness of our heart for Butch's mom, we decide to help her out. Following Butch, he leads us to their quarters. Inside, Ellen Deloria is getting lunged at by 3 rad roaches. Any longer under these conditions and she'll surely die. We target each bug and shoot them down, successfully saving our bully's mom.
We did it! My mom's gonna be okay! You're the best friend I've ever had, man! Hey, I know it isn't much, but I want you to have my tunnel snake's jacket. Go ahead, take it.
We continue moving and see just how devastated the vault has become. Everyone is in a panic, residents are dead, and man-eating bugs are infesting the tight metal hallways. We go through a door leading us to the atrium and see Officer Gomez as well as the robot Andy fighting back against the rad roaches. We're unaware of what they'll do to us, but once the rad roaches are defeated, we speak with Gomez to find out.
Oh, you're lucky it was me who found you. The others won't be so forgiving. I don't know what you're up to, and I don't want to know. Just clear out of here, and I'll pretend I never saw you. It's a real shame it's come to this. I can't believe what they did to Jonas. Officer Mack was just out of control. But you're a good kid. You didn't do anything to deserve this. Go find your dad if you can.
We leave this area and go into the atrium. Here, we see 2 other dwellers discussing their escape from the vault. A man named Tom and a woman named Mary. Tom makes a break for the doorway, leaving Mary behind. All of a sudden, he gets brutally gunned down, and it's revealed that there are 2 officers armed with guns defending the entrance. Mary, completely hysterical, runs after Tom and also gets mowed down by the officers. The BB gun isn't going to cut it anymore, so we switch over to the 10mm pistol and engage in a firefight with the corrupt security. Using VATS, we shoot down Officer O'Brien, leaving a one-on-one between us and Officer Richards. This was our first time taking a human life. We didn't know how to feel about it, as it was in self-defense, the either him or me mentality, but it's something our character never really forgets about. Both officers are shot dead, and we make our way upstairs. Banging on some glass is a man who blames us and our father for the ensuing chaos in the vault. We're hurt by these words, but deep down, we know there's truth to them. Turning the corner, we're charged at by Security Chief Hannon, our acquaintance, Paul Hannon's father. We're forced to fight back, ultimately killing him. We continue to make our way through the vault and come across the sight of the Overseer and Officer Mac interrogating Amada. This enrages us, and we open the door to intervene. Officer Mac comes charging at us with a baton, and us seeing red, aim the barrel at his head and fire away. We step over the fresh corpse and angrily go to speak with the Overseer.
I hope you're here to turn yourself in, young man. You're already in enough trouble as it is. Don't make it worse for yourself. Oh, is that all? Is there anything else I can get you while you're here? You'll get nothing from me. I'll die before I see the safety of the vault compromised again. My God, you're a cold-blooded little shit, aren't you? I think you'd actually do it. Here, take them and leave the vault. I'll have you shot on sight if you ever come back.
We would never actually hurt our friend Amada, but we needed the Overseer to hand over the necessary information for our escape. We continue along and make our way into a room connecting to the Overseer's office. Lying lifeless in a pool of blood is our dad's dearest friend, Jonas. We look into his inventory and find a note from our father. We take it, pop it into our Pip-Boy, and give it a listen.
Hold on, Jonas. I need to record this first. I don't really know how to tell you this. I hope you'll understand, but I know you might be angry. I thought about it for a long time, but in the end, I decided it was best for you not to know. So many things could have gone wrong, and there's really no telling how the Overseer will react when he finds out. It's best if he can blame everything on me. Obviously, you already know that I'm gone. It was something I needed to do. You're an adult now. You're ready to be on your own. Maybe someday things will change and we can see each other again. I can't tell you why I left or where I'm going. I don't want you to follow me. God knows life in the vault isn't perfect, but at least you'll be safe. Just knowing that will be enough to keep me going.
Don't mean to rush you, Doc, but I'd feel better if we got this over with.
Okay, go ahead. Goodbye. I love you.
Our dad leaving was a premeditated act, and it sounded like he left for a very important reason, almost like he was on a mission of some sorts. However, it doesn't change the fact that he never said bye. In one of the rooms nearby, Amada is sitting and shaken up from the commotion. We speak with her.
Thank you! I told you my father wasn't himself. I don't know what he might have done if you hadn't come along. You'd better get out of here. I'll try to meet you at the vault door if I don't make it. Good luck.
We use the Overseer's office key to unlock the door. In this room, we make our way over to a computer and access the terminal. We use it to open the Overseer's tunnel, which is our way out of this place. Quickly taking a peek at the other articles on this computer, the Overseer has kept logs and updates on multiple residents of the vault. We read Butch's, and it says, if Butch and his leather-clad delinquents accost Amada one more time, they'll have more to deal with than their acerbic teacher. Their services have come in handy upon occasion, I must admit, but they're starting to become unruly. If dogs become feral, they must be put down. I'll have to remind Butch of that upon our next meeting. Clearly, the Overseer isn't above shady deeds himself. We exit the terminal and watch as his desk opens up, revealing the secret tunnels. Down here, we fight some rad roaches and find ourselves staring down the entrance and exit way of Vault 101. We activate some buttons and the vault begins to open. Amada runs over to us and we witness the mighty vault door open up.
Oh my god. You actually opened it. You did it! You opened the door! My god, I almost didn't believe it was possible. No, you didn't need me. If anyone can survive out there, it's you. It's tempting, but my place is here. The vault needs me more than you do. I'm the only one who has a chance to talk some sense into my father. Listen, if you do catch up with your dad, tell him I'm sorry for you know, Jonas and my father and everything. Goodbye.
It looks like we'll be traversing the wastelands all alone. All of a sudden, 2 more officers barge in and charge at us. We gun down Officer Wolf and follow up with his partner, Officer Park. We approach the vault door, step over the mechanism, walking through a natural cave for the first time in our lives. We look back and see that the vault door is shutting behind us. We walk through the doorway and get hit with the natural light. We open our eyes and see a ravaged and completely destroyed landscape, hence its name, the Wasteland. The wind blows on us, the sun hits our skin, and the sounds and smells are strong and prominent. We receive quite a few notifications about broadcasts signaling out, all of them unique in their own way. It's now time to set out into this forsaken country and find our father.